Warren here from Bronx Training, owner-operator and also personal trainer at Surge Fitness Clarkson. Today I'm going to go through the very humble plank. Okay, one of the core movements that's been around for such a long amount of time. You see it done almost every single day in the gym. I'm going to talk about why we want to get it done a certain way and how to keep our backs really safe. If the plank's done really well, it's a fantastic anterior core movement. If it's done really badly, it's terrible on the spine. Okay, so we actually really want to get it right, because by just doing planks badly all the time, we're going to leave ourselves, especially our lumbar spine, susceptible to a little bit of injury and maybe just some lower back pain and soreness in the acute sense. So you could be completing these this way and they're coming up a little bit sore. If we can do them the right way, we're actually training that anterior oblique sling of muscles in a really positive way. So I got big dog Bevan in the house, okay, and Bevan's going to jump on down. We're going to go through the wrong way and then we're going to go through the right way of doing this as we go. I mean, luckily Bevan's a pretty well-trained guy as well, but obviously if you're a coach looking at this, or maybe you're just a gym member, just, you know, determine your own fitness levels and where you're going to be with some of these movements, okay? So first things first is I'm just going to put Bevan in a position which I see really often with the plank, which is where the pelvis gets tipped anteriorly forward. Okay, so you can see this really excessive dip in his spine, and I see this really common position in planks. And a lot of the times people tell me, oh, I can do a 2 or 3 minute plank, and I guarantee their 2 or 3 minute planks are probably in this this really extended position with the lumbar spine. He's shaken a little bit, so it's not exactly like this is a easy position to be in, but it's definitely not as hard as the position we're going to get in. If you just take a rest there for a minute, when he does get into a really poor position through that spine, you've got to remember what's happening to some of that vertebra in the lumbar spine specifically. So you're getting a lot of compression between the vertebra, and those discs are getting compressed on in a way that they're really probably not supposed to at this point in time. So now the spine can flex and extend, so I don't want to scare you off from flexing and extending your spine, but when we're training the core musculature, we really want to recruit and activate the right components so that you actually get bang for your buck for this exercise. If you do it the next way that we're about to do it, you shouldn't last for 30 or 40 more seconds before you're going to be on the floor. And we did a bit of a test run before this, and we had Bevan shaken after about 10 or 15 seconds. And really, I think that's where this should be at. This can be a really highly intense exercise and really good for that anterior oblique sling if it's done correctly. So we're going to get into the correct position now. So what Bevan's going to do is come up into that original position, but this time what we're going to do is we're going to posteriorly tilt that pelvis. So he's going to bring the pelvis back. And we're going to look at some purposeful flexion here through the thoracic spine. So he's really got some tension here now, and he's got some tension through that pelvis. Really good position already. Now Bevan could stay here. I'd lift him a little higher and tuck him a little more, and already we're going to see Bevan start shaking. Now, if you'd like to take your plank to this position, I guarantee if you can hold this for about 30 or 40 seconds, you're going to be fine and also going to be really challenged. Now, you can see what we've done here. If you just take a rest now, you can see that through that posterior tilt of the pelvis, we've managed to neutralize some of that extension in the lumbar spine and given him a much better position to get more core muscles activated and recruited. So we're going to take it and we're going to put this thing up to a notch 11 now, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to get something squishy. So maybe a foam roller or one of these sort of Pilates yoga balls are pretty cool as well. But you could just like roll up a gym towel or even just get your jumper and roll it up, because we're going to bring the adductors into play. And don't forget, the adductors are a pelvis stabilizer as well. So if we can bring the adductors, the quads, the glutes, and all of that muscle through the anterior oblique sling into play in the plank, you're going to get a super intense exercise that's got some value. So we'll get Bevan back up into that original position. I'm going to get him in a posterior tilt, pull his pelvis up a little higher. right? Once he's in this position, right, what I'm gonna do is take this and we're just gonna get him to take it between the knee and squeeze it there, okay? Once he's squeezing that, we're gonna get him to pull his elbows and toes together and really start creating some torsion on that whole system. So he's gonna pull in, and now the poor man is shaking. All right, or earthquakes have started happening and the poor boy's shaking there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is you can hold that for 30 to 40 seconds and he can come down. Okay, so take a rest. Nice. So, just with a couple of simple tweaks, guys, we take a movement that's really poor for the lower back and we turn it into a great anterior core movement with just a couple of tweaks. So give those a shot and let us know how you get on, and I'll see you guys all next time.